Hello class, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your other levels for your floor plan Axon. At this point we set up the first floor in the last video. These steps are going to be pretty easy or very similar to what happened in the rest, but there's a few tips or tricks along the way, so you should follow the little details just to make sure you get it perfectly accurate and aligned for the final rendering. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click over first floor Axon, and I'm just going to duplicate view. I'm going to go up to duplicate view and duplicate. And we can see it's got the same exact view. It's added one over here, first floor Axon copy 1. I'm going to right click on this and just rename it and call it second Axon for my second floor. And then once I've done that, sorry, the name you supplied is already in use. Enter unique name. You know, I think mine is because I already have this set up and now I'm just making the videos for it. So let me just rename this again to second Axon Real. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have to, all I have to do is change the crop box region. But we hid it to simplify the view so it could look like this. So I have to just turn on hidden geometry again, which is this button right here. And I can select the crop box, which is right here, and I turn on all these little arrows as I described in the last video. And the key here is to first pull the bottom part of the crop box, which is this plane, the plane down here, up to the top. So I'm going to take these set of arrows and move them all the way to these set of arrows, essentially as high as they will go. And when I do that, what we see is that there's just a ghost of some elements because it's just a plane now. I'm hardly cutting through anything at all. But the reason why I do that is because I want the bottom of my next box for the second floor to be at the exact same spot as what the top was of my first floor. The good news is if I come back to this, I've let go with my mouse just so everyone knows. As I go and re-click on this arrow, Revit is going to pull the top of that box up. And so we can see in this case I pulled it up way too high, so I'll have to readjust it to see these elements. But we do see now I've got a top box that's up, but this plane down here, this lower plane, is exactly where it was in my previous view. So I'm going to just take this arrow to reset. I'm going to move it down. Looks like I have to move it down a bit significantly as I come through. I'm starting to get through the second floor now. That's good. I just again want to get about 4 or so feet. Doesn't have to be precise above the first floor. I'm going to say that's pretty good. When I have something I like, I can always turn off the hidden geometry so I can see what this looks like. Oh, that looks pretty good. I could hide some elements from this view, like this ground, if I wanted to as well, because that's all seen in the pretty much the other plan. It's sort of distracting. So I might go ahead and just hide view elements. You may or may not have elements you want to hide. Like this little thing here too, I might also hide it. I'm not sure what it is. It's a minor detail. I don't much have to worry about it. Now, one of the other little settings I have to make on this is a shadow change setting, because we can see on the first floor, and it made sense on the first floor, the shadows were being cast on the ground. But in this case, I'm cutting off the first floor. So Revit is just deciding to cast shadows. I think the default is on the first floor of level 1 or wherever the case might be. But that's going to look awkward if I have these shadows. So what I need to do is I need to come down to my sun and go to sun settings. And I need to go over to this section here, which is ground plane. I'm just going to unclick ground plane. I don't want shadows on my ground plane. They're on my first floor only. That's perfectly fine. The second floor, no shadows on the ground. We can still see we maintain shadows inside my building, and that's what I want for this drawing. So with that, I've set up the second floor, and that is pretty good to go. And I think we're going to need second floor and roof. Same step for roofs. I'll do it right now. Go over it really quickly. Since the second floor is going to be a little more accurate to my roof plan, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to right click over my view. I'm going to say duplicate view, duplicate. I've duplicated. I'm going to right click over the one that says copy and rename it to roof Axon. And I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry, select my cut plane. From the bottom, I'm going to move that up to that top plane arrow. Then I'm going to select the arrow and pull up pretty much as high it will go to show everything. I'm just going to turn off my hidden view so I can see everything. The shadows and all that are going to be good as long as you set your second floor plan right. And so this view is ready to go. And as we can see, I've got my first floor axon matched with my second floor axon matched with my roof axon. And in the next steps, I will start to go over rendering techniques for this, or how to render a really high quality view. So I'll see you in that video.